to At the Table with Chef Jay, the podcast where we believe that every meal has a story and every story has a seat at the table. I'm your host, Chef Jay, and today we embark on a culinary journey through the heartwarming realm of cherished memories and delectable dishes. In each episode, we dive into the nostalgic world of our guests' favorite childhood foods, from the comforting aroma to grandma's kitchen to the sizzle of a beloved family recipe. We're here to unravel the tales behind the taste that linger in our hearts. Today's guest is Sorrel, and we want to learn a little about you and your background and what you do and how you do it.
Well, I am the owner and executive chef of Trinity Lime Caribbean Cafe, located on 2008 State Street in KC. I've been cooking since I was 9 years old. I grew up with my grandmother, and my first dish I made was when I was 9 years old, cooking for my grandfather when my grandmother was home.
God, I love that story. So I know she's got a wealth of just all kind of recipes and dishes, especially living in Trinidad. What a wonderful story. I love it.
Definitely a great.
Right. What was that? Remember, what dish was that when you was cooking that? Do you remember?
Yes. So
Okay.
the very first dish I made for my grandfather was soup. I always saw my grandmother make a pot of soup, which is a tradition on Saturdays in the Caribbean. We cook soup. And my grandfather had came home from the hospital, and I went to make a pot of soup for him. And I didn't realize that the peas that we put in the soup, that is supposed to be boiled and cooked first. And I put everything in the pot and started cooking the soup. But the peas were still hard by the time the soup was done.
So did you have to cook it more, or what you do?
So
He ate.
he just ate it.
I love
He
that
just
story.
ate it.
I
My
love
grandfather just ate it. But I realized then that you got to boil the peas first. Let the peas get soft, and then add all the different dishes
Right.
and different ingredients into the pot.
Right. So what kind of peas was it? What was in this?
So it's yellow split peas.
Okay.
That's our base for making soup. Is we use the yellow split peas and we put the pumpkin with the fresh herbs, and you let that cook down. You wouldn't even know it has yellow split peas. You just have to color it. So that's the base for our soup. We do water with the yellow split peas with the pumpkin and onion and all the fresh herbs.
That is so interesting. So with the pea, did y'all put onions in it or garlic?
Yes. So we put onions, garlic. We do a natural herbal grind seasoning, which consists of broadleaf thyme, fine leaf thyme, cilantro, culantro, pimento peppers, side, garlic, ginger. And we use that to marinate all of our meats. Every dish we cook, we usually use that herbal grind seasoning
Because I
in the
love it.
dishes. Yeah.
And in Trinidad, did they grow ginger?
Yes.
Was it native?
Yes. So we have ginger root. So one of the seasonings that you necessarily don't get here is broadleaf thyme.
Right.
And it makes a whole lot of a difference.
So when you say thyme, I grow herbs. I grow all my herbs that I cook with. And thyme is one of the hardest herbs for me to grow. Now, when you say broad, normally here we have the tiny.
We call that the fine leaf thyme.
Right? Okay.
But the broadleaf thyme, it's a little wider thyme. It's a lot wider than that fine leaf thyme. And usually we either get it broad, bring it up and bring a leaf and plant it.
Okay.
In New York, you'll find people have it in their house or at the window. It usually grows where it has a lot of sun.
So that might be my problem with my thyme, because I cannot get it to grow. It'll grow for a little bit, or
Yes.
it just grow a
A
small.
lot of sun.
Yes.
So it needs to be at a window that has a lot of sun.
And see, I grow that fast, so I've been having a lot of problems. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing those ingredients. And so y'all grow ginger there.
Yes. We grow ginger there. We use a lot of ginger in everything we cook. Even at my restaurant. All of my meats, especially curries, has ginger in it. all of my curries, every last curry dish that I make has ginger in it, and my meats, especially all the meats I cook, stew, curry, whichever way I make it, I have to put fresh ginger.
Now, when I have a Georgia restaurant, I love coming over there. My favorite dish is that brown stew chicken. I love that brown stew chicken, and of course the sorrel, the ginger beer, and then there was another one you had. Tell us about the event you had the other week that we came and joined.
Yes, so Christmas time in Trinidad is focused more on the Spanish influence in the country because we have a diverse culture, and every culture represents a certain time of the year. And it's Christmas time. We focus on the Spanish influence in the country. So Christmas time, you're gonna get sorrel, which some people know as the hibiscus flower, and we also do ginger beer from scratch. We grate the ginger and we put cinnamon, clove, and we grate it all up, boil it, and then let it ferment and strain it. Make our ginger beer. Also with the sorrel, my grandmother taught me sorrel is not to boil, it's to draw. So we get the sorrel flour and you boil the water, you add the cinnamon and clove in the water while it's boiling, and you turn the stove off, and then you add the sorrel flour and you stir it and you cover it and let it soak all the flavor out. So you let it draw for about 4 or 5 hours, and it gets all the flavor, and then you strain it and you sweeten it. A lot of people boil their sorrel. A lot of people always ask, how do you get your sorrel to taste like this?
Well, I've also had the pleasure of working in the kitchen with Solange. So when Solange first opened, she just had me come and just help her wherever I could, and I just enjoyed just being her sous chef. So she was the head chef, and she just told me what to do, and I did it. And that was a pleasure just being in the kitchen with you. I just enjoyed it so much. And thank you for trusting me. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we're here for, to help each other, empower each other. So we're going to talk about this particular dish that you brought us. You're going to explain to us and tell us what it is. And
so today we have the pastel, which is a Spanish influence. Typically, it is, so we get the ground beef. And we season it up with the same herbal grind seasoning. And we use a lot of fresh herbs, the thyme, the garlic, the onions, the pimento peppers, the thyme, the culantro, the shadow benny. It also has small capers in it. It has olives in there. We diced all of that up. We cooked our ground beef, and then we mix it all together. We also boil some water, and we use the pre-cooked yellow cornmeal with butter in the water and mix it to make some balls, where we use to make the pastel. And the pastel is we use a press to get it to look the way it looks.
Beautiful.
We oil the green banana leaves, and we put the cornmeal, and we press it, and then we add the filling, and then we fold it to make it into that shape. And it's the seasoned ground beef in between. We wrap the green banana leaves. Typically in Trinidad, they use a string to tie it after you wrapped it in the green banana leaves. But sometimes we improvise and use the foil. And we steam it. You steam it before you eat it. And then it comes out like similar to a tamale. But you will get the ground beef and the cornmeal. And typically we eat it also with It's a dish for Christmas time we use on our ham.
Mm.
It's called chow chow.
Chow chow. So is that now we have a chow chow here in the States. Have you ever tasted? What's the difference between it?
So the chow chow in the States, I have tasted, it's more of a tangy.
Mhm.
Even though ours is tangy, we have more turmeric in ours.
Mm.
And it's more of a fresh, a lot of fresh vegetables in ours. So it's carrots, it's crustafine, it's also green string beans.
Mm.
So it's like a pickled vegetables, a
Yes.
bunch of vegetables that we pickle
Mhm.
with vinegar, and we use more turmeric versus the American.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to try it.
Yes.
Well,
yes,
I can't wait
yes.
to try it. I remember having it at your Christmas. What's called
Christmas. Yes. So
Parang.
yes, Christmas time, our music is called parang.
Yeah. Well, I
And
enjoyed
that
that
is
music.
definitely a Spanish influence with the shak shak and the cuatro.
That music would make you want to get up and dance. I tell you, I enjoyed that.
Yes, it definitely,
Yeah.
definitely does.
Yes.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the sorrel and the ginger beer, and what was the inspiration, and who taught you? Said your grandmother taught you.
Yes. So my grandmother, she taught me how to make everything that I have
Awesome.
been cooking all my life.
But that's what the at the table Chef Jay's about. It's about sharing those memories of our loved ones that really brought us to what we
Yes.
that teach us those dishes that we
Oh, yeah.
near and dear to our heart to pass on to others that love. But
Yes.
I just think they have just been such inspiration. Loving. I just love it. I
Yeah.
love ancestry thing. I'm into this history thing really, really big.
Yes.
And so why not bring our food and our
Yes.
stories to the table,
Definitely.
Chef Jay? I love it. So we can't wait to taste the pastelle. I think I got it right this time.
Yes.
And sorrel and the ginger beer. And
Yes.
I want to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at the table. Welcome back with At the Table with Chef Jay. Today we had a wonderful guest, Solange Solomon from Trini Lime Cafe, which is one of my great friends, and we enjoy every time we go over there some of the delicious food. However, my favorite is that brown stewed chicken. I love that. It was delicious, and of course all the different rice. I think I've had your yellow rice and
Trini lime.
Trini, like yeah, with all the different red, green, peppers, the colors of the Trini.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love that. I love different rice. It's just been so amazing, so heartwarming. And I think about when she tells me about her stories with cooking with her grandmother. I just think that's so amazing. It's so meaningful and so help her to be able to do those dishes that her grandmother taught her how to do from the age of 9. I think that's so empowering, so awesome. So I'm going to try the pastelle. Of course, it's hard for me sometimes to pronounce these different words, but I think I got it right now.
Yes.
I'm trying it for 10 times, okay? So let's try this. But what I would like to know, Solange, what does food and family mean to you?
Oh. So food for me, I tell people all the time that anybody could cook, but if you love to cook, it comes out in your food. And once you love to do something, whatever it is, that passion will come out in whatever you're doing. And I tell people all the time when they come into the restaurant, I want them to feel the love when they come in, and not just in the food, but in the atmosphere. So that's one of the things that I am very big on, just making people feel the love, not just through the food, but through the atmosphere, just the experience.
And I feel it every time I come in. But I love that music. We have to get up and dance sometimes. And my husband's a dancer. I don't know how to dance that much, but he knows how to dance, so I don't want to get him going. But the pastelle's delicious. It's got a nice flavor, and then it has this nice kind of that dough. What is that called?
That cornmeal.
Mm.
So it has a equal balance
Oh.
with the seasoned ground beef, with all the herbs, and then the cornmeal as the starch.
Delicious.
Gives it a great blend.
Then, of course, the sorrel.
Yes.
These words are difficult for me to. She was teaching me, okay? And I just want to just talk about this. And so when I taste it, it almost tastes like holiday Christmas time.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
what is that? What is that? What am I tasting that tastes like that?
So that's cinnamon and clove. And sorrel
That's
for
what it
us.
is.
For us, sorrel is something that we drink Christmas time
Mm,
of the year.
okay, but you serve it at your restaurant. You're
Over year round.
Over year round.
That's our number one seller.
Really, I see why, but I tell you that clove and that cinnamon, you could just taste it, and the color is so rich. and
Yes.
beautiful. Yes. It almost like a red glass of wine.
Look like a red glass of
Right.
wine.
And so now we're tasting the ginger beer, which I love ginger, and everyone knows that ginger is great for our digestion. It's our gut. So anytime you can get a little ginger, and even if it's through Trini Lime ginger beer, and that's nice because it's nice and warm.
Yes.
It has a nice flavor, and it has a nice balance. It's not too overpowering, but just right, just the right amount. And I just want to thank you. I thank you for joining us, and just tell us how we can follow you on your restaurant.
You can find us at 2008 State Street in KC. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Trini Lime Caribbean Cafe. We also have our website. We post our menu 2 days ahead of the schedule so that you can know what we're gonna have. And we're gonna go to a standard menu come 2024.
Okay, and tell us what days are you open.
We're open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 6 right now. We'll start extending longer hours in 2024. Once we get our liquor license, we're gonna have some special events on Sundays. We're gonna be at the St. Patty's Day at 5 Points, and we're gonna have the soiree on State Street in front of our restaurant. That's the 23rd of March, 2024.
And salon space is always open for you to release.
Yes.
For rent for events and stuff too.
Yes, we're a 2,000 square foot space, inside and outside space that you can rent for events, baby showers, bridal showers, whichever event you would like to host.
That's right. But we certainly want to support you in what we can.
Yes.
You know, I stand with you and stand
Yes.
by you. I had the opportunity to work inside the kitchen with her. I was a sous chef at some point. She just tell Chef Jay what to do, and I got it down.
Yes.
Thank you again for joining us.
Appreciate you.
And absolutely, this wraps us up another episode of At the Table with Chef Jay. I hope you enjoyed this journey through flavors and memories as much as I did. If your taste buds are tingling, your heart is full, there's more to come. But before we say goodbye, don't forget to show some love. Hit that like button, share the joy with your friends and family, and of course, subscribe. Chef Jay. Keep the conversation going on social media. Share your favorite childhood dishes and memories with us. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the Table Podcast. We love hearing from our listeners, and who knows, your story might just be featured in our upcoming episode. And of course, for those who want seconds, you can catch us At the Table with Chef Jay on all major streaming platforms. Subscribe and never miss a delicious moment. Thank you for joining us at the table today. Until next time, keep the flame alive. Savor those memories, and may your kitchen always be filled with laughter and aroma of something wonderful.